All right, Shalom. I want to give our praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem, Harakah Kwadash, giving double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutes to all the 144,000 elect out there. Coming back at you with another one. All right, so this is based on a true story. We won't get into some of this, so you can call it AKA. This is a true story. Right, hometown creature, Mothman of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And we're going to hit some precepts. As a matter of fact, let me start with a precept. This is kind of out there, but what's coming down the pipe? What is coming down the pipe? What the Most High going to reveal in his time is definitely out there, right? It's out of this world. Let's start with the precept. Isaiah 66. 4 says, I also will choose their delusions, and I will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer, and when I spoke, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes. So this happened in the time of Pharaoh, right? When there was all these delusions, the Most High threw darkness over the Egyptians, over their part of their existence, their part of Tan, and he kept everything separate for the Israelites. Those who listened to Moses, he kept them safe all throughout the 10 plagues. So they was thrown into darkness and confusion, right? And that was their delusions, man. So this time gonna come, this gonna happen again. We're gonna get into some of this. I was watching the Strange Mysteries, right? This is a series that comes on, all to do with strange phenomenons, so-called UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UFOs, unidentified flying objects. Let's hear some of this, and then we're gonna come back, hit some precepts. I've got such a backlog of videos to do on this, one of my favorite subjects, this and the MOTB. Well, let's hear this. Let's check this out. I'm going to give you the vocals for now, just to avoid any unnecessary stupidity from YouTube. Let's check this out.
Can we trust our own eyes? What we experienced? Did it really happen? That's what residents of Point Pleasant, West Virginia are asking when in November of 1966, multiple people saw a creature that would go on to inspire books and films and launch the legend of the Mothman.
Mothman is a classic monster story.
Mothman is one of the most interesting cases I've ever looked at.
More than 100 people witnessed this terrifying monster.
They didn't know what it was. Now it's an international case. Everybody knows about Mothman everywhere.
Is Mothman real? A folktale conjured by our collective imagination? Or will newly uncovered evidence reveal its true identity? This terrifying story begins on November 12th, 1966, Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
The first sighting was reported by men out digging a grave.
Just after dark, the gravediggers spot something descending over the tree line.
They said it was 10 feet tall. They had glowing red eyes.
They described it as being shaped like a person, and then it had these large wings, maybe a 10-foot wingspan.
The frightened gravediggers will be only the first of many eyewitnesses. 3 nights later, Linda Scarberry and her boyfriend are driving home from a party when they spot something.
They reported seeing a giant man-like creature that had glowing red eyes.
It's flying.
And that flew away when they saw it. And they were terrified.
Linda Scarberry described it at length. And in fact, about 3 nights later, a couple of firemen were in the area. And they also saw pretty much what she saw.
A lot of people saw this. People who were credible, who were believed by local law enforcement, reported that they'd seen the creature that came to be known as Mothman.
Right, there you have it. That's the Mothman. Right, Linda Scarberry and her husband in the car. You saw this creepy looking thing coming towards them, and it just glides, and all you can see, everybody that sees it, they talk about those red glowing eyes. So truth is stranger than fiction. That's what I'm going to title this video. Truth is stranger than fiction. We're going to be seeing some things, and it's almost going to be like a crossover. It's going to be almost like more of a crossover, closer to the spiritual world. So they see these glowing eyes, the firemen, those out there digging a grave, Linda Scarberry and her husband in the car, what they say was credible witnesses. All they can see, what they can describe as the red eyes, and they gave it the name Mothman. So I checked it up before I did this video. I've done a bit of research. Look, check it out here. Yeah, like I say, truth is stranger than fiction. You know, we're going to yam the bones, we're going to yam the meat, we're going to dash with the bones. In West Virginia, folklore, the Mothman is a humanoid creature reportedly seen in the Point Pleasant area from November 15th, 1966 to December 15th, 1967. The first newspaper report was published in the Point Pleasant Register dated November 16, 1966, titled "Couples See Man-Sized Bird Creature," and the story goes on. Right, they see this, and these were credible witnesses. People outside digging a grave, a couple, and it says there these couple here, and then you had a couple of firemen. Credible witnesses. So this is coming down the pipe. Alright, the truth is stranger than fiction. Take it or let it alone. Let's read this again. Isaiah 66 and 4. And I will also choose their delusions, and I will bring their fears upon them. Right, most are going to bring their fears upon them, their greatest fears. Whatever your fears are, if you have a so-called phobia of spiders, you're going to be a whole heap of spiders chasing you down the road. Giant spiders. You know, phobia of heights. He can put you in a position where you feel like you're in some high building. Next thing you know, you're getting all dizzy spells, or, you know, whatever the case may be. If you've been wicked to innocent creatures, birds, I know them, a lot of them E's are very wicked when it comes to how they treat their creatures. The things they do, the men and the women, the things they do with the dogs, the cats, you can just have their animals. Yeah, the dogs turn against them. We're hearing a lot of stories about dogs turning against their owners. The XL bully dogs biting children up, yamming up 68-year-old Edomite women. Right, just animals. The terror of the Lord. That's the terror of the Lord. This is the terror of the Lord. Right, something that they fear the most coming against them. So if you've been wicked to cats, you know some wicked people, what they do to cats. The cats are just going to turn fierce on them. Mozart can make them grow big, 3-4 times the size. Well, actually, you got lions and tigers and bears, which are the cousins of cats. So the Mozart is doing it as we speak. Chasing Edomites, chasing them and biting and yamming them up over there in America, over there in Kathmandu. That's what's happening. Giant cats. talk about giant cats, yeah. Lions, tigers, and bears, leopards, right? Just hunting down the wicked, hunting down all the wicked that whatever they done in this life or in their previous lives, getting attacked by animals. So I also choose their delusions, and I will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer, and when I spoke, they did not hear. But they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that which I delighted. So you got the wicked of our own people, then you got the wicked of the other nations, the Goyim nations, and also the Ease. And when they describe this, beast, all they can describe it as is, they called it Mothman, and it became the legend since November 15th, 1966. This became a folk legend, right? It became they actually made some form of movie out of it. I never saw it. Yeah, the humanoid creature reported seen in the Point Pleasant area from November 15, 1966 to December 15th, 1967. And there was a whole heap of reportings of it throughout those times. So the Most High is bringing them their fears upon them as we speak. Take it or let it alone if you want to believe it. Right, this is one of my favorite documentaries here, series, right? Mysterious Mysteries. You know, so Zechariah chapter 5, we talk about the chariots, right? Because most I've got all different types of chariots, angels, whatever you want to call them, monsters, whatever you want to call them. Zechariah chapters 5 and 4, and I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter unto the house of the thief, and unto the house of him that sweareth falsely. Right? This is the eyes. They're talking about the eyes are watching them, and they feel like somebody's watching. Right? They always feel like somebody's watching me. Something's watching you for real. Right? The chariots of the Lord. Right? His angels. By my name, and it shall remain in the midst of the house, and shall. Right? That's the chariots watching over the wicked. Right? Swear falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of the house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. Got a couple of precepts, we're going to hit them. Here's another one. Amos chapter 9 and 8 says, behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. Alright? There's those mysterious eyes they keep talking about, watching them. And there was another incident. There's more than these. This one was over there in America. Right? This was in America. Right? West Virginia. Right? In America. You got stories about ones in Peru. Right? It had some mysterious thing that it was doing. It was, when it was getting people, it was taking their faces off, deforming their faces. Over there in Brazil, around this time too, Brazil, you had some laser creatures that was pursuing the Brazilians over there, which a lot of them they go back to the northern tribes. So most I was terrorizing them, bringing their delusions upon them. Who knows what those wicked people were doing? Whatever they was doing, the Most High weren't happy with them, and he sent the delusions, if their fears, upon them via his angels. And his angels can appear however they want to appear, to bring fear. So this is again what I mentioned about the eyes. Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from the face of the earth, saving I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. So this was ultimately applied to the wicked of our own people, Yahshua Allah. And ultimately, right, we've got the eyes of the Lord. We know the eyes of the Lord are watching everything that takes place anyway, because this is his movie, right? He's the producer, the writer, and all the above. So here we got another one here. 2 Chronicles 16 and 9 says, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in behalf of them. There's the point there. The eyes of the Lord run to and fro in the earth, right? These scary eyes, what people, they were so scared. Well, why was they scared? Right? Why was they scared? Because they was up to something. They was up to no good. Whatever they did in this life, or they was doing in this life, or in their previous lives, the Most High brought their delusions upon them. He brought their fears upon them. So the eyes of the Lord were watching them throughout the whole of the earth. And these are his eyes here. Another one. Proverbs 15:3 says, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. This is what they was fearing the most here, you see. This is it, man. All these, this is based on a true story. We just mentioned it. We just looked at it, and I just let you hear the audio of the documentary, Strange Mysteries. And they always, when you watch this documentary, Strange Mysteries, UFO abductions, and all these classified UFO documentaries. Even you got these strange phenomenons now. They're talking more and more, right? These documentaries like strange phenomenons and all these strange kind of things that are out of this world. We know that they're the angel of the Lord anyway, but they're basing it, focusing more and more on the chariots. Everything comes back to the chariots of the Lord, the so-called UFOs, the so-called UAPs. Everything comes back to the angels of the Lord. That's what they are. So truth is stranger than fiction. Chariots, I'm going to title it something to that effect. Chariots, angels, UFOs, truth is stranger than fiction. We're going to end with the last one here. Ezekiel chapters 10 and verse 11 says, right, this is the vision that Ezekiel had, and he was just explaining it, what he saw in a nutshell. He says, so let's start from 11 of chapters 10. Ezekiel chapters 10 and verse 11 says, when they went upon their four sides. They turned not as they went, but to the place whither the head looked. They followed it. They turned not as they went. Describing what he saw with his own eyes in the vision. And their whole body and their backs and their hands and their wings and the wheels are full of eyes. This is all what they keep describing, these red eyes that I was watching them. Round about even the wheels that the four had. And as for the wheels, it was crying unto them in my hearing, O wheel. And everyone that had four faces, the first face was the face of a cherub. Right? This is one of Revelations as well. It gives you the same, very similar descriptions here of the 24 elders, which were the chariots of the Lord, the angels of the Lord, in the presence of the Lord. Revelation chapter 4 goes into that. This is very similar. The face of the first face was the face of a cherub. The second face was the face of a man. The third, the face of a lion. The fourth, the face of an eagle. Right. This is his description, what he saw. He's describing it. And the cherubims were lifted up. This is the living creature that I saw by the river of Chebar. There you have it, Akim. Right? It goes in. Most High is out there, out of this world, and there's gonna be a crossover from the spiritual realm. We know the spiritual realm is more real anyway, if you want to say that. The spiritual realm is real. There's going to be a crossover, right? Just like he did in the times of the Egyptians with Moses and Pharaoh. There's going to be a crossover between the spiritual realms, a transition, if you will, right? For people to see, right? And they ain't going to be able to tell the difference. We'll cross over from the spiritual realm to reality, because it's all real. It's all very real. And there's more of the spiritual realm in it as well. When the more you understand that, the rabbit hole does go deep about that. So I just wanted to hit that, man. Yeah, truth is stranger than fiction. That documentary, I said, yeah, there's too much. There's too much. I could do videos on those type of things. But I'm just scratching the surface. Right? Truth is stranger than fictions. The Most High is going to bring their delusions upon them. Right? There's going to be a transition, a crossover. in that time, drawing closer in this year, this hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Yeah, there's always been interactions with as far as you go back, the further you go back, there's always been interactions with so-called phenomenons, UFOs with humans. I've done videos on that too. Like I say, I'm just scratching the surface. Right? Truth is stranger than fiction. The rabbit hole goes deep. So the Wadati Obashima Shap on the spirit on me to do this video. Shalom to the sincere Akim. We on to the next.